Hi. This is the first video on my channel that isn't Alone Without the Mirror, my field project I just turned into a book series. The shameless plug. And the first thing I'm talking about is fucking politics. It's a great idea on my end. Conservatives. I get the two mixed up a lot. Have you ever been to a family dinner? I know I haven't, but if you have, I'm sure you've always had that one really awkward encounter with your grandpa who doesn't shut the fuck up about how the Nazis are like infiltrating U.S. or how Russia's gonna bomb us all or some shit. Yeah, imagine that, but it's just an entire community of people continuously saying the exact same shit about how trans people are brainwashing your kids and how gay people are going to make the economy fail somehow. That is basically what conservative comedy is. It is a endless echo chamber of people continuously telling each other that everything's horrible and that the future generations are fucked, which they're right, but not for the reasons that they put. The main reason our generation is fucked is because of economical issues and the fact that we're constantly getting fucked over by our own state. But that's besides the point. That's not what I'm talking about today. Awaken with JP. If you know anything about this guy, you know he says some of the most outrageous shit fucking ever. And he makes almost everyone within a 5-mile radius of him pissed. And not in the way that he likes. It's not because he brings up such excellent points and he destroys the liberals. It's because he's so fucking dumb. And I think that kind of goes for... I know I'm showing my left-leaning side here, but I feel like a lot of conservatives, to make their arguments or points work, they have to purposefully be ignorant. And it's just... I feel like when 90% of your act is being ignorant and trying to catch people into grammatical gotchas and shit like that, I feel like that says something. But that could just be me. I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, Awaken with JP. I'm going to be reacting to some of his videos and hopefully not falling into alcoholism. Ah! The fuck is that?
Welcome to your first day of
Pure fucking terror. Who looked at this and said that's a good idea? What the fuck is your problem? I should probably explain what the fuck's going on with that. So I kind of brought this up earlier about how people think that trans people are infecting kids' brain and making them trans and all that shit. And while I will admit, obviously some teenagers tend to, think that, they're trans and, they're just finding out their identity. That's completely normal. It happens all the time. Everyone grows up, even as kids, you sometimes wonder, like, what it'd be like to be a girl or what it would be like to be a boy, et cetera, et cetera. However, I feel like blaming that on trans people, no. Listen, sometimes, yes, there are some not so good trans people. I mean, the guy that Mr. Beast hired, I can't remember their fucking name, but sure, bad actors out there. However, I would be lying if I said that like 95% of the trans people I've met are some of the chillest motherfuckers out on the planet. Like, I'm just putting it out there. One of my trans friends, I basically consider my brother. So, like... By the way, they're biologically female, transferring to male, so I'm calling them a brother as adjacent to their preferred gender. I'm not doing the fucking, like, well, I knew them before they transitioned, so I'm going to call them by their real gender. I don't do that shit. I think that's a dick move unless they give you, like, specific permission. I am getting off track again. Okay. Are those Korean leaders? Why are they there? What?
And together, I think we're gonna put the ass back into class.
Jail. Who in their fucking right mind would say that as a teacher? Not me. And it's especially not some random fucking person who happens to be trans. I feel like if someone says that in a classroom, I feel like them being trans is the least of your concerns. I'm saying your concern should be if they ask to see a student alone.
As your teacher, it's my job to guide your growth and development, keep you safe, instill my values into you, teach you how to become a leader, and watch you go to the bathroom.
What fucking school is this? Did they not perform a background? I'm 90% sure this fucking person is on a list. Listen, okay. Conservatives, right-wingists. Is that the term? I don't know. Level with me here. Just. Can we differentiate pedophiles from trans people? They are two very different things. They do very different things. They believe in very different things. Can a person be two things at once? Sure. Okay. I'm just gonna keep watching.
And we'll go around the room and share our names and sexuality with everyone in just a moment.
Actually, in most spaces, they would not make you do that because, again, sharing your sexualities can be a very personal thing that if it's only, a lot of the time, people don't even like come out to friends. They only come out to close friends or family. Most of the time, they don't even come out to their family because, social judgment and all that stuff. What society do conservatives think would it be in place if liberals were to like own the world, I guess? Because I should probably mention, I'm sure you can obviously tell, I am not conservative. I am not right-wing. However, I am not left-leaning either. I'm sort of in the middle, obviously more left-leaning. I'm pro-choice and all that stuff, but there are some leftist ideals I don't completely agree with. I don't think that guns should be banned. I don't think there's just certain things I don't agree with. However, I will note I don't see nearly as much like leftist comedy that's completely just shitting on the right side the entire time. This is like a really bad. It's a really one-sided kind of like bashing for like no reason. Because like my whole argument against right-wing people is if someone wants to be gay, why can't they be? It's their own decision. And they're always like, well, they're making it my problem. How is a gay guy being gay making it your problem? I'm gay, and I'm not constantly going to my straight friends and dry humping them and kissing them on the mouth. I talk to them like they're fucking people, because they are. What do they think gay people do? Rape guys? Rapists rape men. Again, it's differentiating the two things. It's basic pattern recognition. You grow this shit when you're 5.
First, because coming to school is all about you and your education.
Well, no, going to school is mostly about stripping you of your individuality and making you believe that white people did no wrong.
Make the focus of class about me. My favorite thing about me is that I'm a trans, hetero, gay, mostly non-binary.
Hetero gay? What? This is okay. You know the fucking image of like the Roblox guy and he's like bro's just typing shit. I think that's legitimately what happened here in the script. Hetero gay? JP, do you need? Is this a cry for help?
I'm a trans, hetero, gay, mostly non-binary, queer, tax-exempt, asexual, celiac.
Okay. Mostly non-binary. What the fuck does that mean? Are you talking about people who go like she, they? It's a very easy concept to grasp, man. You know how embarrassing it is to feel smarter? Or not embarrassing, but like weird it is to feel smarter than people who are probably like 20 years my fucking senior? Like, it's not that hard of a concept. This isn't rocket science.
Tax-exempt, asexual, celiac.
Also, tax exempt. Being trans does not make you exempt from taxes. Being gay doesn't. What? Unless you're a walking fucking charity or church, you're not tax exempt. It's like the people who think that being in gay marriages like get you benefits. They don't. You don't get benefits out of being in a gay marriage.
And my pronouns are he, ha, victim. And I
That's not how that works. Hee-haw victim. Okay. I don't think I should even give that the like. I don't think I should even talk about that. I'm just kind of.
think it's important for you to understand that though I'm mostly non-binary, for the next 15 minutes, I will be identifying as someone who has a little bit of binariness.
Listen. If I hear this fucking shit about people changing pronouns every like 30 minutes type shit, I swear to God, I'm gonna do something bad. I know many trans people. Many. They do not change their genders every 15 minutes, man. It doesn't happen once a week. It's not a fucking period, man. Where did this, like, I swear to God, this is another case of conservatives pulling things out of their ass. This does not happen. Nobody does this. It's complete fucking bullshit. No one does that. It's complete hoopla. It's a problem that doesn't exist. This isn't satirical because it's not satirizing anything. It doesn't exist. It's the weirdest form of extremism and just like putting shit out there and hoping it sticks. It's just not how you do comedy.
People make the mistake of treating binariness like it's a binary concept, but it's not.
It is.
Even if you're non-binary, it's still binary of you to say that you're non-binary. And because this isn't a Trump rally, I just thought you'd want to be on the same page with me on that.
Okay. I'm sure if you're watching this, you understand the concept that non-binary people don't think that they're exempt from being a binarial, like. Okay.
But luckily, as someone who makes permanent decisions about altering my body, I do not make mistakes. Now,
Okay. You almost. Wow. Okay. Listen. As somebody who likes making permanent changes to my body, you understand the word there? My? Listen, this has been my point since day fucking one. If it's them doing it to themselves, fine. Who gives a shit? I also know about another weird point where people are like, oh, they want to cut the penises off of babies. And it's like, listen, am I sure one or two people have done that? Sure. 9 times out of 10, I want you to get a room full of 100 trans people and ask them if they would cut the penis off of a baby. I am willing to bet that over 95 fucking % will say no. You have to be sick and fucking demented to want to do that to somebody else entirely. It doesn't even have to be a baby. Doing that to anybody without their consent is fucking weird. It makes you weird. If you're doing it to yourself, if it's something that you're completely sure about, if you're a female and you want to become a male and you do that to yourself, that is normal and it's okay. And it's your decision. You're paying for it, right? If we're going with the whole like, oh, well, they want their kids to change gender because they wanted a daughter, but they got a son. Normal, hetero straight parents. I know more like heteronormal straight parents that wish they had a daughter instead of a son, or wish they had a son instead of a daughter, and vice versa. Straight people can do that too, and like snip off their child's genitals. That is not something that only trans people do. It's completely ridiculous.
In a little bit, we'll do an assignment where you decide what your gender is. But first, I want to draw. I don't think that's how it works, because when my baby sister was born, she came out and the doctor said, "It's a girl." Doctors are literally just guessing genders at birth. They don't know what they're talking about.
No, they're assigning based on what they see. Again, there's a difference between biology and fucking identity.
Now, because you're 5, you need to understand more about me and my sexuality.
Again, no teacher is doing this. No white straight teachers doing this. No black teachers doing this. No gay teachers are doing this. No fucking trans teacher would ever do this. This is not something people do.
This is a drawing of what the coagulated clump of flesh in my crotch looks like. My partner's is the same, only more inverted.
Any teacher who would do anything like this, no matter regardless of gender, identity, or whatever the fuck, would get fired and probably put in fucking jail. If anything, a mom or dad would probably shoot the fucker. This is not how people behave. Again, this is not satirical comedy because there's nothing that they're satirizing. This is just something completely made up and pulled out of conservatives' ass because they can't make an actual fucking point without being retarded. I know you can't say that anymore. I know it's not just, oh my fucking God.
I'm uncomfortable with this conversation. That's because you're transphobic.
Nah, fuck. I need a fucking break.
So it is very wrong of you to feel uncomfortable while I'm sexualizing you. What's a pedophile? Mostly nice people that are unfairly oppressed because they're very misunderstood.
JP, anyone watching this, I don't care who you are. This character, this thing, cannot exist. Okay? It's not a real thing. I don't know how many times I got to say that. I'm repeating myself because I'm getting upset.
Let's do something that'll be healthy for your very impressionable young minds. We're gonna go around and decide what our genders are.
Again, no fucking school in the goddamn world would ever do this. Identity is important, yes, and most of your identity gets made in school because you're around people, you're forming your identity. It's what kids do. The teacher is not going to go, you, what are your interests? What are your dreams? People don't fucking do that. That's not normal. Again, if this ever happened in a real school setting, no matter who you are, you would get fucking fired.
You might be a boy, you might be a girl, or you might be trans.
JP, do you think trans is a gender?
What are you? I'm a boy. No. What are you really? Well, I'm a boy. I have a wiener. That's got nothing to do with this, and besides, that's a very easily solvable problem.
This is another fucking argument I see conservatives bring up randomly, and trans people do not do this. I have not met a single trans person who's looked at me and has went, oh, hey, Mr. Miller, you're a woman now. No one fucking does that. That's just... No trans person is assigning genders to people unless that trans person happens to be really fucking weird. That's not just something you don't like, oh, hold on, let me sign up to be a trans person. Let me assign a gender to my dog. It's just like, that's not how that fucking works.
But if you just so happen to be trans, you're brave, special, and you're protected, which means no one can make fun of you or bully you.
As a gay man who gets made fun of constantly for being gay by straight people, by conservatives. Wow. Okay. Oh, fucking okay. Not once have I been called brave for being gay. Not once have I been brave for even coming out. I came out because I stopped giving a shit about people's public perception of me because it doesn't fucking matter. If someone gets supported for coming out as something that a lot of people make fun of, that's good. Being straight, being a hetero man is viewed as normal. And it is normal. But within public perception, with most people, being gay is viewed as weird. It's viewed as different. So if someone's lives somewhere like fucking Texas, where conservatives are left, right, and center, where being gay can get you physically beaten, yeah, I'm willing to say it. Coming out is pretty fucking brave. Doing it in a lot of areas is kind of brave. Doing it in Iran can get you fucking killed. So, yeah, I kind of find it brave. Sorry if some people find a community within another small set of community of people that are constantly at risk of hate crimes, assault, and sexual misconduct. And constant fucking slander. Christ.
Are you someone who wants to be special? Yeah. Are you trans?
Well,
It's a safe space to say yes.
I guess so.
Johnny just came out as trans, everyone. So brave, and you can be too. Here are some hormones, Johnny.
That's illegal! That's illegal. You can't do that.
Oh, and here are some scissors. This is a powerful, very influential education.
That is not how they do the surgery. That's not how that works. I don't know why I feel the need to say that. I feel like with anyone with enough fucking common sense knows that's not how that works, but Christ, man.
Powerful, very influential education. If you allow it, parents.
What's up, my friend?
Ignoring the weird, like, not even existing social meta commentary. What the fuck was that transition? Okay. The whole point of satirical media is to satirize something that exists within a world. This is not something that exists. It is not something that will ever exist within this world. This is not satirical media. And if it is, it's a satirical media based off of what conservatives think something is like, something that does not exist. Trans people do not assign genders. Trans teachers do not hand hormones and scissors to their students. Nobody thinks it's a good idea to chop their fucking baby's genitals off unless you're fucking demented. Nobody is given awards for being gay. A lot of the time, there's more downsides than there are upsides. This is not how it works. And I think every time I find a new conservative or another right-wing person, it solidifies my belief that the right wing is fucking dumb. I'm sorry, but like, I don't think I've met a genuinely intelligent person who is right-leaning. I don't think that has ever happened, because most right-wing people either are politically unaware, they're Nazis, or they just cannot for the fucking life of them mind their own business. If someone's gay, let them be gay. They're not making it your problem. If they are, then they're a dick. It's like there's a difference. I know that some people don't like gay people because a gay guy assaulted them when they were young. That makes that person a pedophile, not just gay. They happen to be gay and they did something terrible, something that should never happen to any children ever. There is a difference. It's like how a lot of older people tend to view black people or people in Latino communities. If they were growing up and they got beaten by someone who happened to be black, they automatically make those links between black people and violence. That's not how that works. We should, as people with developed minds who have societal constructs, we should be able to differentiate different things within people. It is basic pattern recognition. It is something we gain at the fucking age of 5. It is a very easy thing to understand, and I am willing to stay on my point that to be a conservative, to be on the right-leaning side of the coin, you have to purposefully be a fucking idiot. My name's James Jane Miller. This was kind of fun to make. I might make another one. If you want to subscribe, why? And until then, I'll see you next time.